We are on a mission to figure out how to camp as a family because camping is affordable and it's fun. We love being outside, and eventually we're going to move from the South to the Midwest and go camping all the time out there where they get to do fun stuff like that. So we're trying to figure out how to camp minimally, but this doesn't feel very minimal. And we still have food and clothes to pack, but we're only going for one night. It's the first night. And you start big and then you learn how to go small, right? So anyways, it's the night before our trip and we are packing up everything that we think we're gonna need because we need to leave out really early. We're going to a place that's about an hour and a half north of Atlanta. And in order to get there and get a spot that we want one kind of close to the car because it's a walk-in campsite. So we don't want to be lugging our kids and all of our stuff too far. We need to get our spot early. So we're going through and we're checking and making sure we have everything that we need, and then we will finish prepping, go ahead and pack the car late tonight, and then get on the road first thing in the morning. We don't know what we're doing. If you're experienced, you can definitely leave some tips down below, but we don't know what we're doing. So this is just us learning. Welcome. Let me show you what we've packed so far. Okay, so we have 5 camping chairs right here. One is a butterfly chair from REI and the rest are full-size chairs. We need to open up the 2 that we borrowed so that we know how to use them, make sure they're good. Shouldn't be hard, but we have a full-size sleeping mat. We borrowed that from some friends as well. We also have a smaller, single-person sleeping mat. What we think we're going to do is Bryson and I are going to sleep on a mat and the kids are just going to have pallets of sleeping bags. So in this is our tent. Obviously, we could never go backpacking with this tent. This is a car camping setup, but it sleeps 4 people, I think, but 2 of our kids, 4-person. 2 of our kids are, all of our kids are small. What am I saying? There are also 2 sleeping bags in there, 2 thin sleeping mats. And so we are going to take that whole thing. I have a sleeping bag from when I was younger. I just need to open it up and make sure that it works. This contains a bunch of items for the camp kitchen. Not a lot. I'm just bringing a small lodge pan and a small pot. And then we have some other stuff. I'll show you when we get there. But this is toys and campsite stuff that is not perishable or, any of the food. This is it needs to be organized, but it's got swimmies in it, towels, a couple of sand toys, and some sunscreen because we are also going to go to the little lake beach area while we're there, so we're going to use that. We have 2 things of water. We have our thermocell, however you pronounce it, thermocell. It's got an A, not an O. We have our thermocell charging. We also have this little iPad that we got. It's a really old iPad that we're loading a couple of movies on just in case things get too chaotic while we're there. We're going to bring our veer, and I still need to pack all of our clothes and food, but for now, this is what we have. The car is loaded down, and this is even us saying no to some stuff. Okay, the kids are all strapped in one row. We love a 2011 Toyota Sienna. I am in the same clothes as yesterday because we're gonna be disgusting today. And it's 8:30 and we are leaving. We're half an hour behind time, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get whatever camp spot we can get, and then we're gonna have a good time. Okay, everybody say bye. Okay, so we're here. It's around 11. We got here right around 10. We were told that we could check in at 10 for camping spots, even though online it says that check-in is at 1. But we were told that we could come and check in at 10 when I called when we booked the spot. The park ranger here that's in charge today said that she would like for us to wait until 12 because then there'll be more spots for us to choose from because plenty of people will check out today. So we already went on a walk. You already saw. We did a little walk around the lake trail. So now we're going to go drive and just check out the tent camping spots to kind of get an idea. And then we're gonna drive over to the little beach area. We might go swimming, or we might come back and play on the playground and play in the creek until it's time, because we have about an hour until the park ranger told us to come back. So everyone is just sitting in the car snacking, having a good time, and we're gonna go drive. All right, so we got the tent site we wanted. It will be a little noisy because of the cars, but we can actually park our car right here, and the facilities, like bathroom facilities, are right there. So that's the reason why we're choosing this one. Until we really figure out how to camp, I feel really good about this spot. So yeah, first thing I'm gonna do is make lunch for everybody, and then we are going to Valley, get out of that. This is gonna be fun. And then we're gonna put up our stuff. So for lunch, I just made some chicken salad with canned chicken. I had some diced celery and diced onions, and then I made the chicken salad dressing before we left. And then we have some of these ranch veggie poppers, some grapes, and some bread from home. So that's what we're gonna eat, and then we're gonna get the camp all set up.
Mountains in Montana, danced in the lights of New Orleans. Portland ran away with me, and San Francisco stayed with me. Nashville made its way in between. Fell in love in Minnesota, and fell apart south of Salt Lake. Colorado calls to me, and Washington will always be begging for a piece of me to stay.
Okay, let me show you our tent setup. So all 3 of the kids are sleeping right here. They've already played in it, so it's kind of a mess. But we have 3 sleeping bags on the bottom because we don't have another mat that will fit for all of them. So we're gonna have 1 kid this way, 1 kid this way, 1 kid this way. And then Bryson and I are gonna sleep right here. And we have this mat that we borrowed from a friend underneath. I think it's a full size. No. Okay, she's dirty, so I can't let her in the tent. Anyway, so that's how we're sleeping. Nothing fancy, very basic. Let's zip this up so that this girl stays out of the dirt. We need to go run some errands and hopefully get these kids on a car nap. So we are all loaded up. We're gonna leave everything here. We're gonna hopefully get these kids to sleep in the car. And we are going to, hi! They're so tired. And then we're gonna run some errands in town and then come back and then go swimming, hopefully. So, okay.
Maybe some things never change, but I wanna know how it feels to hang pictures on a wall, sleep in the same bed at night. I want reasons to stay, I want someone to take up my time and miss me when I
go. We're stuck in traffic.
Helen.
We in Helen, Georgia, which we knew better. Like, we knew. We came down here for a couple of things originally. The first thing was a thermocell for or like a cartridge for our thermocell, which keeps mosquitoes away, because there are a couple at our campsite. And we couldn't find any in Atlanta, and I didn't order them. I just wasn't thinking, so I didn't order them from Amazon. So we came to Ace Hardware. Well, Ace Hardware is closed on Sundays, and it's a Sunday. So that was a fail. So we drove all the way through Helen, which is like tiny but packed with people. So the traffic is terrible, which is fine because we wanted the kids to sleep anyways. You can see this one is asleep. This one, however, is not napping. Now we're just making our way back to this little bakery that we know is really good, and Bryson's gonna drop me off, and I'm gonna run in and get pastries, and then we'll have been in the car for about an hour, and so the girls will have a nap. And the girls are really the hardest ones when they're not napping. Zeke is not so bad when he doesn't nap. So what an adventure.
I've swam the beaches on the west coast, climbed the trees of Caroline. I felt the city streets of Boston underneath my feet, heard the sound of subways down the line, walked the lakesides of Wisconsin, and bathed in springs of Idaho.
So we came back to the park and it started pouring rain, but everything's doing okay. Our campground definitely is taking in some water. You can't really see it. We'll do a tour of water damage afterwards. But here's what we got from the bakery. We did get a chocolate chip cookie, but the kids have already eaten it. So we got an apple Danish. Oh, there's a little, there you go. There it is, if you need to see it. Apple Danish, chocolate cannoli, green puff. So we're just having our snack in the car while we wait for the rain to pass. We are all changed into our swimming attire.
Yeah.
I think it's done raining. I think the trees are just weeping. So Bryson is changing into his swimming attire. Then I'm gonna go to the bathroom at this little comfort station, as they call them, and then we're gonna just go swimming because it's gonna be wet regardless. So might as well just get out there, okay? It's starting to thunder, so we never made it down to the beach.
We're so close.
We were so close. So we are going to head to the visitor center because they have free Wi-Fi. We don't have cell service. So we're gonna get on their free Wi-Fi, check the weather radar, and then go ahead and get our firewood, and then come back probably to the beach because I think it's starting to clear up, but this will just give it time to totally finish doing what it's doing. What an adventure. Where's my third otter? There she is. Addie, what you doing?
Let's see this. Bella, let's see this.
Huh? Stop throwing sand at me! Hey.
Maybe I'm homesick for it all, 'cause I wanna know how it feels to hang pictures on a wall, sleep in the same bed at night. I want reasons
We were outside. Sarah left. So at this point, I'm just chilling with the kids. It thundered and lightning just a little bit just down the way. I was like, did you hear the thunder? It starts raining. I'm like, oh my gosh, we gotta go into the tent. And it started pouring this hard within like 10 seconds. And we scrambled, but we are here in the tent. I don't know if you can hear me because the rain is so loud.
All packed up. The kids are all in the car. Hey! Everybody's in pajamas and no shoes. Here is the back of the car. Not nearly as nicely packed as when we left. I need to move all of these blankets. And then once we get home, we'll give you a full synopsis of what we think we could do better and what went well. Okay, now that we are back from our camping trip, here are some of my thoughts on the wins and the mistakes. I'm a perfectionist, so let's start with the mistakes first because those are the ones I'm thinking about the most. First off, the way we placed the kids in the car. We have a Sienna that has 2 bucket seats and then like a third seat that can go in the middle. It's not like a permanent seat though. And if you notice, our son's car seat was like a little sideways for a lot of the trip. So we need to figure out some way to organize our van so that we can have all the stuff in the back and also have like safe seat placement for the kids. Second, we didn't tie down the rain fly. We did put the rain fly on, praise the Lord, but we didn't tie it down where you like stake it out. And when you stake it out, from the research I've done, when you stake it out, it like pulls the rain fly such that water kind of sloths off and goes away from your tent. So because it like deluged, it poured so much and we were kind of soggy. Honestly, for the amount of rain we got, our tent did really, really well at keeping us dry, but it still wasn't perfect. And I think water was kind of seeping in because we hadn't pulled the rain fly out. Third, we bought wood there and I think it was pretty damp. We could not get it started. We essentially had to burn paper towels, which is so stupid, so dumb, and dangerous, especially if we were in like a dry situation. And we know that now. And praise the Lord, nothing happened, but that's just like not a safe way to start a fire and get a fire going. Once we got the fire going, we were able to like put the wood in and it would dry it out and then catch fire. It was great. We just need to be more prepared for something to go wrong when we're trying to start a fire and have backup options. 4, we would really love to make like some type of like bucketed like water pump system that almost turns into like a shower or hand washing station, because it really, being super dirty annoys my husband. The kids being super dirty annoys my husband. And so I think overall that would just be a really good situation to have something like that. Eventually we will need a bigger tent. We have agreed that we will buy a bigger tent. We have a specific tent we're gonna get. But we have to prove to ourselves that we will actually use it. We're not just gonna make this $700 investment and then not use it. We really want an awning of some type. So whether it's like a mudroom for the tent that will keep our shoes somewhat dry if it rains, or whether we have like some type of tarp awning or use like a pop-up tent over our picnic area, that would be ideal, because then if it rains, we're not confined to the tent or the van. Some of the wins, I think these were really crucial to our trip being as enjoyable as it was, because we loved it. We had such a great time. Even though it rained, we had the best time, and we will do it so many more times. I think we came home and we booked more spots for October. So obviously we loved it. So first, I think bringing the iPad with a downloadable show and movie on it was so big. Our kids are great outdoors, but like when we had moments where we needed to set up the tent or set up the camp, and then when it was raining and we needed to have everybody in the tent, like it was just really, really helpful for our kids' ages, because they are so young, and that is just something that we know that they'll focus on. Because they don't really get it all the time. Second, the campground itself was so great, because there were activities. We were in a town. There was, you know, the beach, and then the hiking trails, and even the visitor center. It was just so great, because I think the key, and the playgrounds. The key with little kids is to like be moving and doing, because ours, I don't think, we will find out, are not great at like just like sitting. I think as they get older that will change, but for now, with little kids, having like something where you can constantly be on the move is really great. And then last, like being near the facilities was really great for our son, who is fairly newly potty trained. You know, he's only been doing it for about a year. And just for like when it was time to go to bed and stuff like that, it was really great. But I think if we got the water pump and could like wash our hands at our campsite and brush our teeth at our campsite, we would have no reason to need the facilities close. So those are our thoughts. We love it. Please consider liking and subscribing if you like content like this, because I'd really love to make camping videos. There aren't a lot of really good, like how do you car camp with little kids without having very, special equipment or very big tents. Like, we're just trying to do it as cheaply as possible. So if you want to follow along, please consider sticking around. And until then, we'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.